Hey everybody, ignore this overlay for the time being. This is the Ting overlay that we'll be using for later. Man, the camera color is way off. I don't know what's up with that. Anyways, let me unmute Zombie Grub real quick. And then test the audio. Hey, hello!
Hello.
How
Check
you doing?
1, 2. I'm okay.
Let me move that. And then... 1 second. So I have to adjust you a smidge. Alright, hopefully that's fine. But yeah, so let's talk about what's going on for today, folks. I guess the first and foremost is that we have a bit of an odd day ahead of us. We were originally trying to do a show match at this particular time. We were hoping to do some stuff super awesome and live for you, but plans fell through. There's just a lot going on this weekend, and it's kind of understandable. So a lot of pros taking time off, a lot of pros attending the Dutch StarCraft League, a lot of people going to the Sidestorm Gaming LAN. There's just not a lot of people who are available to fill in for those that dropped out today. So our attempts at a show match are unfortunately a bit of a bust. That being said, we have managed to get our hands on some of Scarlett's replays for you guys, so we figured we'd cast a couple of those. I just realized, are you in like a totally different location for once?
No.
Oh. It just
What would you ask?
It looks super different, like...
Well, I've been in a different location 2 times before now. My apartment and the on firehouse.
Well, I mean, the PC bong you're in looks different, is what I was saying. Normally you're in like the same corner of that same row in the same place.
Oh. Yeah, I'm in the kind of more behind. I tried to get it so the sound was like mostly in front of me, but it didn't work. The sound is still mostly to the left of me.
No good. Okay.
Oh well.
Real quick, round off of shoutouts. We even had some stuff happen yesterday during the rebroadcast. So going all the way back to Disco Purge subbing yesterday, Nightwing81 subbing yesterday, Dojo Dingo donating $10 frickin' yesterday, Viet Pride 84 Nakatu, Nikolai 42, Packin' Wood, and Mike Xander, all folks who subbed while we were rebroadcasting. And I think you guys, if any of you happen to be tuning in or watching this. Then, of course, more recently, Sketchy Keys just subbed while we got the intro going. Whoop, whoop. And DRK Boris for the 19-month resub. Right, just meow. Now, luckily, Solid is up as well for 34 months. Why didn't that show up? Okay. Anyways, we're not using a delay today. It's not going to be necessary for the Overwatch tournament. And obviously, if we're doing no show match and we're doing replays, then nothing there either. So we can actually talk to you guys in real time. Again, in the rare instance that this happens. Apparently, Ninja Eddie also reset for 6 months. So 6 months, well done, BaseTradeTV. I'm happy to support. Why did these names not show up on Twitch alerts? There's actually quite a few people missing from that.
Magic. Don't blame me.
Right, well, I've actually heard a lot about people's Twitch alerts bugging out. We've just been fortunate and not had that hit us, but I guess today it finally has. So, awkward. But yeah, I got a question for you while we do small talk, because I'm actually finishing up a bun here on my side of things. Oh, real quick, thank you, John Furness, for the 23 months. Long time supporter of the stream. I was drunk last night, considerably so, after going to karaoke for what was funny enough a business meeting. But that being said, I got really wicked wasted, and by the time I got home, I'm like crawling into bed, and I'm like, I wonder what's going on. I gotta turn some lights on. I'll do it in a sec. But I was like, what's going on with Twitter and Twitch? And I see like, you guys are streaming, you're doing some eating stream, and I watched for like all of 3 seconds, then I passed out and my phone died because it was on all night, I guess, watching the stream without me actually being there. So how did that go? What happened? I remember seeing Jake being fed like Dokboki or whatever, like a baby bird, and then just gone. I was out.
Huh. I mean, that was kind of the highlight moment, and it was clipped. So, yeah, I was on the front page of Reddit. I mean, I knew that this was a golden opportunity, so I was like, look, if you don't have $100, someone will eat dokboki like sexily, right? Sexy like.
I was gonna say, so what about sexy?
Sexy
Don't you
like.
eat things sexy?
That's what I said.
What would it be like to eat something sexily?
I don't know, man. Either one. But the donation was actually, like, someone donated $100.
What?
I think
Like
it said
one
$100.
person?
Yeah. I think I said $100 to like eat it sexy, and someone donated light VIP or something like that, and he was like, "It's for rapid casting to feed Jake." I think it's a twist on what everyone else is expecting. And then later I said, Why did we get $50?" I don't remember where we got $50 actually. We got another donation. I don't remember why. Oh no, the first $100 for eating it sexy. That's right. No, Jake just did that himself. He stared at the camera and just like ate it like as sexy as possible as you can eat like red rice cakes. And the 50 extra dollars came for feeding it to Jake. Yeah, that's how it went.
Well, that's pretty good.
Beautiful stuff. Yeah. Yep. Me and Sasha didn't have to do anything. We I really thought that we were gonna donate to get Scarlett to do something, but
Well, was that
nope.
like the highlight of the stream then? Like Jake eating and then what? That's it.
I mean, basically, you know, it was more like a very chill stream, so I'm sure like a lot of people like enjoyed the whole like me and like Scarlett being lewd to each other part at the end, but
Oh, now
there's not much else.
Why wouldn't you tell me? Why wouldn't you open with that? What happened?
Because it was just like our dumb conversations, right? Like it wasn't actually like us being like lewd. It was just like dumb comments to each other.
Such as.
And people, of course, I don't remember.
Well,
I'm sure someone in our chats actually was probably watching. There's like 400 people watching.
I'll have to go look up a VOD later or something, I suppose. But okay, it looks like we're about ready to get going with some replays.
Oh, we talked about yoga. That's right. I talked about how yoga is a very good stretching exercises to know for certain reasons. And wonderful guy, coincidentally, the guy that brought it up, he knew it was up. He knew. He knew why they're good.
Why are they good, Zombie Gub?
For the sex, Rifkin. For the sex.
I was hoping this would have like segued into like Kegels. Great.
Not quite.
Because that would be like an interesting conversation to have with Scarlett, but that's perhaps getting into trouble territory. So we'll skip past that. Anyways, who do we have playing first here? What's the setup?
Oh, yeah, we have a couple of replays that look kind of interesting. I mean, a lot of these are like versus barcodes or like a Chinese guy, I don't know. But this one's versus Ryung, so...
Well, pause. These are all just like off of ladder randomly. This isn't something like from a tournament, right?
Correct. These are all the replays, the game she played on stream yesterday.
Oh, cool. So okay. I was asking if it was gonna be sequential, like best of threes or something, but no, that's awesome then. A lot of just one-shot games. Definitely excited to see how she plays versus Ryung, especially if this goes beyond 3 racks Reaper or not.
Whoa! I just checked my Twitter follow count. I'm exactly 10,000. Woo!
I'm gonna go and follow you right now.
Fine, bitch.
No, I didn't. But hey, congratulations on 10,000! 5 digits!
Wow! I'm more excited that it's the exact number. No one else follow me ever.
See, my problem is,
Thanks.
like, I want to get really excited about these higher follower accounts, but you and I both know, like, somebody botted our account, and, like, we don't know if they're still going on because we get these weird-ass random fucking follows.
I basically confirmed, like, I think the bot was, like, for, like, 2,500 or something, and I know we lost 1,000 or 1,500 in, like, a couple of nights. Like, I know. I watched that number go back down. So, it's like 1,000 difference.
I know.
They've more sneakily done bots than I haven't noticed.
Well, for me, it's just like I wanna believe we're getting popular. I want it, but it is what it is. Anyways, I'm ready when you are to kick this off.
Yeah, ready then.
Cool.
Well, in 2 hours, for once, the background noise of the PC bong will match the in-game noise of the game.
Oh yeah, for Overwatch, that's right. I guess to
Yep.
talk a little bit about that while this loads in, guys. For those who haven't been following it, the Overwatch finals. I gotta fix my mouse. 1 sec. The Overwatch finals for Ting will finally be finishing up. We've had quite a few hiccups along the road for it, and I will say, if nothing else, why is there no sound? If nothing else, doing an Overwatch tournament made me appreciate what we have with StarCraft so much more. But we'll talk more on that later. We are going to get into this replay cast. In the top right side, spawning on the Korean ladder, it's going to be the red Terran player, Ryung.
In the bottom left, as the blue Zerg, it is Scarlet.
I really wish there was a
Same.
functionality where we could follow players in a game, like obviously with their permission or such, but just to cast their ladder matches. This would be so fun to do, just like as a, oh, we're friends with Scarlet, we're friends with Pol, whatever, fine, cool, but then hop into their games and actually like cast them live while they're playing the ladder.
Well, that's something that Fear Dragon has wished for a very long time. That's like specifically what made his ladder heroes.
Well, so actually on this topic, we've discussed this with Blizzard before, and they have a lot of valid points where, for example, okay, maybe Scarlet's fine with being streamed, but is Ryung? Should we really be able to invade his privacy just because Scarlet's there? Like, there's a lot of fair points made for like why they don't have features like that made. Plus, there's the actual technical side where there might not be an ability to do it, but oh well, replays will have to do. Luckily, StarCraft 2 does have replays. Thank you, Daxter33, for the 6-month resub.
Like some other games. Yeah, actually, I think that's why she was originally a little bit hesitant to like say like a definite yes when we asked for the replays, and she's like, "Oh, I released replay pack, do those." Like it seems like almost a relief to her. So I don't know what that was about. But oh my God, Rifkin, I need to tell you, I wanted to tell someone after I got to the cab, but I needed to like get ready and come over here basically because I got back at like 4:30, like an hour and a half ago. Anyway, you know the cab drivers in Korea are crazy,
aggressive,
okay,
and insane.
So, look, Rifkin, I thought I was gonna die. Okay.
Oh
like,
no.
So when you were like asking for the replays and stuff, I was literally at their house again, and just like go like, what do you like? Do you want to go to replays? Whatever. And I leave because the subway's closed, you know. And I figure out how to get a cab. Like it's not that hard, and the guy probably was used to white people because it was the white people district, basically the army base. So anyway, this guy's like originally okay, but then he gets on the highway and he is going so, oh my God,
Did you just like floor it?
Like 90 kilometers per hour or something. Like I guess because they use kilometers per hour here, right? I don't. It felt like 90 miles per hour. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was actually scary. And he would like go up, and I'd see the curve ahead of me, and I'd be like, well, he's gonna slow down, right? Like that's like he has to slow down, and he wouldn't slow down, and it kind of did like that like. It did that noise where it's kind of like gliding, whatever, and I'm like, holy shit.
They've seen too many American movies with like cops just flooring it and going crazy and jumping over rails and stuff.
This guy was like so scary. Plus, he was kind of annoying because he like, I guess he was a smoker and he could smoke in his own cab. So he like popped in some gum, but he wouldn't just like chew the gum with his mouth open. He did that popping thing you can do with gum, like. I actually can't replicate it, but it just like popped every 5 seconds, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna die, and I'm gonna kill this guy if I don't die." Like, swear to God.
How long was this ride?
Like 15 minutes probably, because I actually went to the wrong place first.
Nice.
A little awkward.
Nailed it.
Oh, but I was gonna die, Rifkin. Like, and then he got to a populated area, and thank God he wasn't like that Busan driver.
Well, I'm glad you didn't die, so that's a good sign. I guess to catch up on the game real quick, we did not have a 3 racks go down Ryung, which was kind of what I was just trying to show with the camera, but he got an Overlord pick pretty early, so that was kind of nice for him. But for Scarlet's sake, she's doing what she does best, and that's geared towards macro. And I guess not being pressured by these Reapers, she's actually going to have the ability to send out some creep tumors, more importantly, get tech up with the double Evo chambers, and not feel way too pressured for it. And of course, it is Ryung, so it wouldn't be Ryung without 2 engineering bays in the wall.
Of course. Well, it's also the 2-1-1 typical build from the pre-patch, and a lot of people were walling off with 2 engineering bays, so he became part of the meta.
By the way, I have no idea what miles per hour to kilometers per hour converts to, but I was going to mention with your story, 100 kilometers per hour is about standard highway speed in Canada, so I'm not sure. Like, obviously, I know miles per hour, like 100 miles per hour is like way crazier than 100 kilometers per hour, but I am curious what that conversion rate looks like. Reaper
Well,
dies midair.
apparently it's only like 55, which is like not that bad at all. So it must have been like miles per hour, man. Like it was not the fact that we were twisting and turning. He was just actually going super fucking fast. Anyway.
Pushing up on the front lines. Marine Score's got Stim finished up. Picks up some of the tumors for that scan. Denied the Overlord. Scarlet does get a transfuse off on it.
Safe.
It's a non-thing to have to transfuse, but it's better than getting supply blocked, especially with the numbers she currently has. Banling Nest still isn't done, so no easy solution to the Marines, but I feel like with the amount of Ling she has, and the Queen's capability to pick off the Medivacs, it shouldn't be too bad. Although that front line got a little bit shreked.
Actually, the last time we saw Scarlet in a ZVT, it was unfortunate, like, Shrekkening, basically, like... Shrek literally came in, no. But it was actually not that
donkey.
great. Like,
Queens have
like,
layers!
3 racks
like
Reaper,
the one she's making right now!
And then like a 2-1-1, and she just underestimated the power of the 2-1-1, which can sometimes happen, but, like, usually really isn't supposed to. So I'm glad to see, like, this time it's, like, fine.
Nice counter with the links, gets the cancel on that third. Ryung also not wasting time with it, just starts, he's probably going to start building it in his main, I'd imagine. Yeah, there we go. Scans to the side of the map, continues to try and pick up some of the creep tumors and just get control of the map for the time being. There's not a lot he can actually do here.
Yeah, this is creep spread, killing a Korean there. It's all things that you kind of want and to an extent need, as long as you're not losing the medevacs. Third CC, double racks in the way. I mean, it's actually a pretty typical TvZ, which means that Scarlett's going to get to the mid game, and that's where we actually have not seen her yet in this new patch in ZVT.
Well, not even just her, a lot of other Zerg players too. Quick shouts to Part Falcon. Apparently it's morning for him, although I'm pretty positive it's evening for everybody at this point, at least if not afternoon. Zombie Grub's the only person in here is in morning territory. Yeah. That Widow Mine's so close to coming back. By the way, the Baileys might just get screwed by this. Goes off at the Queen, so never mind. Totally safe.
Oh, not bad. Yeah, and the medevacs can leave still. Scarlett not quite going up to that Spire. I kind of just assume that she will, but she's actually super lacking on gas. Has to get those upgrades first. She's just gonna fall behind. I don't know. She's falling behind on upgrades.
Well, as they continue to push forward, Scarlet has been unfortunately denied a considerable amount of creep this game, and a lot of that's due to Ryung's dedication to sitting on the front line with those Marines. He's finally pushed back for the first time in a while, but we do have 2 more medevacs coming out. So Scarlet, you know, she handles the north great. Unfortunately, now she's got a second attack through the middle of the map she's gonna have to worry about. Bottom side, that Overlord's gonna get chased off, so no creep and no annoyance for that third, as Ryung will float that over. There's that Spire finally coming out.
Ah, there it is. Yeah, and once the Spire's done and the mutas are out, I mean, taking back control of the air, let's stop things medevacs from dropping, but I'm thinking more towards the aggression. The last time we saw Scarlet get to this, like, mid-game and then some, like, she did end up losing, what, like, 30-something mutas in total, but over, like, a very long game. I don't even remember the one on, shit, I actually can't remember the map's name now. The other good 3-rack super map from the last ladder map pool.
There was, what, Frozen Temple?
Galactic Process.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, it was like a pretty long game, but she had, like, you know, pretty excellent muta control, but the Liberators that, like, eventually would get her. She actually ended up winning the game still, though, was my point, and now Liberators aren't as good versus mutas.
Scarlet pinging on the map, and I don't know why, but anyways, the Lynx Trader spawned to the north. Unfortunately, the Marines are going to be really well positioned, so this hatchery might even go down. While this happens, they're gets saved by the Banelings. But there's attack in the main. Banelings also going to try and clean this up, and Scarlet's on the counter. So 3 locations, 2 defended, 1 attacked, and looks like she's not going to get much damage on the counter attack, but she kept the hatchery alive, and she's still sitting on 70 drones. Ryung didn't actually go to the mineral lines. He's just been kind of auto-attacking the hatcheries.
Yeah, he's going to go for the 4th base now, though, and that will go down. I mean, it was fairly costly for him, though. That was really 2 drops, 2 medevacs each, because the main one didn't work out either, and she already had a 5th on the way. So I think, like, as far as the mid game goes, she's doing a pretty good job. She's still behind in army supply, but that is fairly usual. Like, 20 army supply is not that big of a deal. The fact that it is 30 and almost 40 is a little scary, but Ryung's gonna, like, consolidate himself and actually push.
She's trying to go with the Lings once again, but all of these attacks to the north side have just been fruitless and working really almost against her. Her army supply is really low, and it's concerning because she's on a significant amount of hatcheries. Let's not forget macro hatchery in the main, and while she did lose one up here, she's building another in the middle of the map. I feel like army supply should be one of the last things she's worried about, but especially because she's going for mutas. It's not like she gets to flood a bunch of Lings and make 100 Banelings. In fact, a lot of that gas is going to be dedicated to the skies, and she's only got 11 to show for it.
Well, the drop in the main base is going to do a lot more damage than the last one. He even has a couple of Widow Mines with it, too. Whoa, that would have picked off. Good. But no, the main job's actually pretty deadly, killing all the drones in the main base. At least she has like so many elsewhere. It's actually not that many.
I mean, yeah, she's still sitting on a 72 count, which is nice, but there's actually not been that many worker kills this game, all things considered, with how aggressive Ryung's gotten and how dedicated Scarlet's run into the bases.
Yeah. And despite having a 40 army supply lead, Ryung's army doesn't really look like it. Of course, that has to do with a couple of the drops to the bottom and like the tiny like push to the north, but it actually isn't pushing, I think, what could have been a pretty good advantage. Again, 20 is kind of that like okay count, but anything more is like pretty scary, especially if one might get any decent hits.
So Scarlet's she's investing in the mutas more, right? She's got a pretty healthy count now. It's up to 17, and she's getting +2 weapon upgrades, but I'm wondering if she's going to go full-on Rogue. If you guys remember the other day we were casting Rogue, he went up to like 30+ mutas. He was really dedicated to it, and it was so scary because it was such a big investment for him. Whereas for Scarlet, she's not quite there yet. Oh, that Widow Mine. That one Widow Mine was good. The hatchery going down kind of sucks, but it was a macro hatchery, so it was like, okay, a larva factory dying, not like a critical building like a hive exactly, but...
Yeah. Still on 5 hatchery, should be good. On our way to Infestation Pit, might be a little hard to get to a hive and ultras. Again, like, okay, there we go. 40 more lings on the way does up that army supply.
I won't get to use this joke often, so I gotta crack it out while I can. Someone asking chat who's Amnesia, and my response is I've already forgotten.
Oh, you.
It's Scarlet, if that's not clear by our discussion. Just playing, I guess, on an alt account or a ladder account or something.
Jake's account, apparently, no regret.
Oh, is it? Wow, Jake getting boosted by Scarlet. You heard it here, folks.
By Scarlet and by Byun.
Oh, does Byun play on Amnesia too?
He plays on No Regret.
Oh. I guess, yeah, because Byun, I know from when he was streaming, he was constantly poking into people asking for their accounts because he couldn't find anybody with his MMR so high.
What a problem to have.
Right?
First world StarCraft problem, Jesus.
7K, baby.
Good God.
Well, there's still some more drops going off towards the north, but not much. The mutas, of course, tended to go in after taking those losses. Scarlet's more than halfway towards Hive Tech now. And we'll see if this goes towards mutas, or more dedication through lings and what have you, or if this is going to be ultralists, which seems to still be a pretty good end game.
Yeah, that -1 armor overall once you get the plating hasn't actually like been like, oh, now I guess Bio absolutely wins against it. No, it doesn't work out that way. And then I guess she is going to pretty safely get there. Like, you know, being constantly down so much army supply, I really thought Ryung might have a couple of, like, stronger pushes, like, really scary pushes. But by splitting up his drops and his pushes, I don't think he ever really had that one consolidated, scary one. And she's been able to, like, get this, you know, even army supply as well as a bit of creep spread out in the middle, too, which he's now cleaning up.
Medevac coming back towards the main, taking a lot of damage from that queen. Muta should be able to pick this off, and that's a bit of a freebie. Oh, shh.
No, I'm actually going to go for it. There's still a couple of Widow Mines. So, Jesus.
I mean, Ryung still, to me, feels like he's got this in the bag. One of the big things about this is he's been spreading really well. The Widow Mines have been getting some, let's be honest, lucky shots at times, but Scarlet's never gotten that Muta count up to what it needs to be. Like, back down now to 14. She's lost 11 through these engagements and a couple of Widow Mines in the middle of the map. The dedication to Muta is so costly, it has to work, and it's not just yet.
Yeah, I mean, they did a good job cleaning up drops for the most part, minus that one in the main that didn't even really do that much damage to kill the hatchery. They haven't gotten the other side of the map. They haven't actually like made the lack of Liberator response look like a bad thing. I think they have it just purely defending. Eats a Widow Mine hit too. Didn't realize it was still there, I guess. She did prioritize the upgrades for her lings, by the way, over ultras, and even is now getting infestors.
Adrenal glands, I think, are going to help out a ton when it comes to buildings. I'm not sure how big of an influence it'll be versus the army. The infestor's going to be cool. She doesn't have burrow, so we're not going to see no super sweet tactics just yet. But of course, if she does invest in it, it's always going to be worth it, in my opinion. Starts +3 flyer attacks. So she really wants to play around with these mutas some more, but I'm so guarded against this. I don't think the mutas are bad. I want to make that very clear to anyone watching. We've seen evidence at this point. Mutas are really freaking good, especially with Liberators being toned down, and there's no easy solution to them like there was in the past. However, despite her best efforts, Ryung's still been picking them off. And it's not because she's been like flying these into like packs of Marines AFK, but seriously, it's like one Widow Mine here, one Widow Mine there, one Marine drop here. Like it's picking off her mutas slowly over time.
Yeah. It's also like she hasn't really invested as heavily as she has in the past in mutas, despite getting +3 weapons. Like she was going up to like 30 mutas whenever she could, and even if she lose some, she could like back up to 25+ at least. Yeah. Not this game. So just investing heavily in the upgrades of the mutas she's gotten, basically.
It's a little bit on Ryung too for this, right? Maybe it's the way he's handling himself. Maybe he's trying too little to do drops, or maybe he was trying too hard early. But he never really got to stop her from getting her macro game on, right? Like, and again, going back to the fact that workers were never really killed on either side of the field for this game. Muta's gonna get to the main, get a little annoying. But he kind of let this game get to Ultralisks, right? Like, this was, despite his best early game efforts, a little bit passive in the mid game. So there's no pressure on her. You pointed out she got 3-3, and she did that like right away too. There's no hesitance. There's no necessity to put a bunch of gas into something scary. And look at this bank she's got. You know, she's maxed out with 1,500 minerals and 3,000 gas ready to go.
Yeah, at any point that she had like barely any creep spread and down something with an army supply, Ryung just didn't really push or hold a position that was really scary. So it's kind of been like his fault, I guess you could say, that it's gotten this late, but there's no guarantee you would have actually been able to push to win, even if he did basically all in like off of 3 bases. He got that 4th base pretty early, just took a while to send it over.
So it does need to be said, while Liberators lost their bonus damage versus light in the patch, they still do a lot if there's enough of them and if Scarlet's mutas are clumped up. She does have to be a little bit cautious of this. But the Liberators are not here to necessarily be the anti-mutas. They'll serve that purpose for certain, but there's more to the point. These will be his answer to Ultras for a while. He's got nowhere close enough ghosts to snipe. He's not making a lot of Marauders. Ryung, he got kind of stuck with a lot of Marines.
Yeah, it is.
Lightly.
It is interesting. First of all, Ryung was one of the guys to really showcase that Marauders still could work against Ultras way back when. Yeah. And then second of all, Ghosts again. It's been a while since we've seen Ghosts come out alongside the Liberators.
I'm not sure if it's because he's maxed out, but he did only make 1. And I wonder if that's like an EMP for Infestors or what. Like, 1 Ghost does not snipe anything. 1 Ghost is like, ha! Now what?
Yeah, I don't know if that was a supply cap or it was just the EMP those fungals. Or the Queens, maybe? I mean, it's not bad.
No, wouldn't be bad, yeah. Corruptor's coming out, going to be one of Scarlet's solutions to the Liberators. They'll benefit from those upgrades that have been going on in this game too. Lings quickly withdraw, not willing to get caught over on the right side.
Yeah, I mean, like, grand scheme of things, Daybreak isn't that big of a map, especially when you're pushing through the middle. And you
come on! Come on! Yeah, there's a show called, is an anime, called Katana Gatari, and there's a sword that made it so like if it was stabbed into you, you wouldn't die. It would like take the death for you type thing, right? It would happen over and over again. They finally beat this because the guy just kills him like 1,000 times in like a matter of a few minutes. And he says like, just because you won't die if I kill you doesn't mean you can't die if I keep killing you. And that's exactly what I think about when I watch Queens transfuse an Ultra like 50 times in a row. Or like that Queen, for example, just now.
This could have been the coolest sequence or the cheesiest and most Animu sequence ever. And can't imagine which one it was.
It was pretty awesome. It was really badass the way they did it.
Oh, okay, good.
The Ghosts on the front line, though, seriously, EMPs, whether it's on Infestors or whether it's on Queens, can be fantastic. I love seeing some Broodlords come out for this, too, by the way. Gonna help really just soak hits from the Liberators more than anything else. They're free units, after all. The hatchery goes down, but that's gonna be Scarlet's trick to go through, and she's gonna take a pretty fun engagement for herself. Runs right past the Liberators with all these Banelings giving chase. There's not a lot left on the ground, but the Planetary Fortress is actually a fantastic spot to fall back to. Ryung loses almost all of his Liberators, though, and that's a little unfortunate because he doesn't pick up any of the Broodlords for it, and Scarlet's taken all this extra supply she's now found to make 7 more Infestors.
Wow. Legacy of the Void does mean that Ryung no longer has like 4,000 gas in the bank for like no reason. He's taken all his gases like pretty quickly at his bases. He just still doesn't have a lot of gas.
Shout out to BaseTradeTV of Overwatch, I guess. Just hosted us for like 1,000 viewers. Hey guys, we're gonna be doing Overwatch probably like an hour-ish from now. So a little bit earlier that host, but hopefully you guys will stick around and join us for our Overwatch finals. That'd be fantastic. Thank you, whoever sent some love there on the other side of the internets.
Yeah. Well, the game is not quite over. Ryung, although he has significantly reduced his bank and again a lot on that gas, he is rebuilding a very solid army again with the Ghost, Widow Mines, and I assume a couple more Liberators. He's at 6 right now.
Long distance mining, but not, I think, not a necessity for Scarlett. She's just kind of doing it. She has used a good chunk of her bank at this point, but I really feel like, not in a bad way. It's like, oh no, Scarlett's got no money. She must be in a lot of trouble. No, she's got 5 Brood Lords, 12 Corruptors, 7 Infestors, most of which have almost full energy. I think she's doing just absolutely dandy, frankly.
She's dandy. Yeah, she does have that pretty perfect late game army. Like, I actually can't imagine what else she would add into this other than correctly responding to whatever Ryung has more of. I mean, a bit of difficulty denying bases, and we might even see, like, Daybreak fully, not mined out, but with all the expansions taken, which doesn't seem like such a difficult thing. It's kind of a small map, not a ton of bases, but considering how, like, aggressive you get in the middle of the map, you would think it would take a long game to get the bottom and the north one.
You know, we've been so focused on Scarlett's army. I didn't realize Ryung had rebuilt so many Liberators, but that's not what impresses me the most. We have 15 Ghosts that got accrued behind this. This is the ultimate late game. Big EMP hits those Infestors, though. They don't have much of anything but infested Terrans right on top of the army. Most of the Soak Widowmine hits, I guess. Corruptors get that full surround, and despite the fact Ryung should have been sniping all of this army, he gets caught in that sandwich and absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, that was a pretty damn good fight for that Zerg army, and it might just be enough to win. Push and win, getting a lot of production that was at least, I mean, I don't mind that it's out here, but it is out here. You need more than one place for production. It's fortunate that the Ultra's now chomping through it. Corruptors could help key on that planetary.
I'm thinking at this point it's a little too far gone. If this was Scarlet with the army supply lead she has, but in Lings and Banelings, I think Ryung could actually hold on to this. There's that caustic spray, and there's that planetary slowly going down. Fastly going down. I forgot this ramps up time over damage over time. But yeah, because it's tier 3 units and not tier 1 like a cat like normally would be, Ryung's not necessarily able to recover. He is kiting these ultras down. Scarlet, realizing she's dedicating a little bit far, decides to pull back. But the Broodlords are also something that's still not easily answered. The Marines can't exactly stim underneath us with the Ultras to guard them, but if those Ultras fall, so will the Broodlords.
Yeah, shortly after. Well, hoping that there's enough Marines after, too. So she pulls back for now, but I do think that was a death blow. I mean, Ryung's only mining off of one base. Even if he took the middle base back, that is also mining out, and it doesn't look like he's going to get that northern middle base anytime soon. Creep is gone from it. Maybe he could, but it wouldn't last long.
Yeah, again, this was a game that, if you guys recall, started off with Ryung just absolutely starving Scarlet. No creep spread whatsoever, no map control. But this is Scarlet for you. 24 minutes in, and she's got over half the map, all purple, all Zerg.
Yeah.
I didn't realize she had actually invested in so much static defense up to the north, by the way. I actually like that quite a bit, but she mined out the base, so I'll have to move that a little bit later.
Yeah, probably move it to the north middle base. I think she's going to be able to take it. Corruptor's going to, I guess, just go ahead and caustic spray down this planetary.
That's the hit squad, I guess.
Yeah.
Of course, Corruptors can take hits from missile turrets, but here's the problem with this, guys. This is already a lot of damage in and of its own, but as time goes on, it ramps up like a Void Ray attack used to be. So yeah, that planetary went from like slowly dying to instant dead. Broodlord's pushing through in the middle of the map. Because the command center is lifted from the main, this is not exactly a planetary and not exactly something easily defended. Ultra's pushing through the north side, and green covers the army. Fungal growths land well, and the medevac's actually in danger going down. So many Corruptors willing to sacrifice themselves to remove Ryung's only real support for this army. GG. All right, well, that's going to be a nice replay from Scarlet, guys. Again, we had originally planned for a show match, and I guess, again, for the Overwatch people who may have recently joined us, we had planned to do a show match prior to the Overwatch event, have some bit of fun, get some viewers going, and then swap over to Overwatch. That's still happening. Like, Overwatch is still happening. We got the Ting Finals. Actually, where's the bracket for this, too? I am glad we did face some trials with this. Will you load up the next replay for whatever? I'll try and explain. Because the Overwatch tournament got put on a small hiatus. We had a lot of things come up, and other Overwatch events started taking over days we wanted to host our finals. So, in the 3 weeks of a hiatus we had to take to get to the finals today, a couple teams even disbanded. Ooh, that kind of sucked.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
unfortunately, we were rather not unfortunately, but fortunately able to recover a lot of the teams and get games going for today. So we should have a couple of good matches. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, we have a barcode on this one. Do we know who this is?
Don't think so. Don't.
We're gonna pretend it's Zest, so people think this is a super hype match. Then, is that how that works?
Exactly. Yeah. There is a reason that it's a hype match. I didn't just choose it because it's a random one.
Scarlet versus not Zest.
Carrix, clearly. Right?
Let
This
me,
guy was using.
add some names to the overlay, I guess, so people are not so confused about what is going on. Title T, baby. Scarlet. Use the font Bebis because it looks so good. Versus, I'm actually going to put like not Zest. See what people say.